Good afternoon.
Yo.
Refresh your browsers, y'all, because today is Tuesday, March the 20th, 2012, and you're listening to Room 3026 Live, episode 490, a 60-minute conversation ranging from technology to pop culture, and I'm your host, Damon Nolan. We are broadcasting live right here in Durham, North Carolina. It's lunch hour in the Onyx Tower. Today, my co-hosts are Mr. Derek Brinson and Mr. Michael Render.
Doozy.
And as always, we encourage listener participation. That means that you can join the conversation. All you got to do is call us via the telephone at 646-929-2689. Again, that's 646-929-2689. Or you can chat with us right now over at blogtalkradio.com/Damon Nolan. Want to give a special thanks to Mr. Darren Tyler for providing our theme song. It's called Without You. And that is my reminder, my daily reminder to say, without you, we would not be where we are today. So I want to say thank you for all that you do. And now let me turn to the chat room and say hi to those who are walking in right now. Of course, I see the one and only Mr. Alan Tran. He is in the building. What's going on, sir? We also have Eileen, the one and only Miss Eileen. You don't even need a last name for her. You just say Eileen and everybody knows her.
Yep.
Who that is? That's Miss Eileen. Want to say thank you guys for joining us today. In this episode, we're going to start off the hour, talk a little bit about the new phone coming to Sprint. Finally, my phone, the Galaxy Nexus.
Oh no.
Yes.
You're gonna beat me to the.
I have a date on it now. Yeah, buddy.
Oh man.
Also, we're in the
Very jealous.
first half of the hour. We're going to talk a little bit about the new iPad, and
Again.
someone says that it's getting too hot. It's getting hot in here. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. It's going to be that and much, much more in this episode of Room 3026 Live.
Live. Stay funky, my friends.
So let me say hello to all of you. Let me say hi to Derek Brinson, who
Sorry I'm late.
is here.
Never a dull moment in this place.
Man.
I mean, it's a good thing.
Well-
It's just sometimes hard.
It's hard. Wait a minute. Pause. What's up, Mike Render?
What's
Difficult.
going on, man?
What's good with you, sir?
Man, work.
Work?
Yep.
I saw that, looking at the show notes from yesterday, I saw that you guys spent a lot of time talking about Apple.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you weren't
What do you-
here. Someone
what-
had to do it.
See, this
Look,
is the thing I have to fight with all the time.
No, see,
shall I say?
it was not this. See, this was.
It was like every story was like an Apple-related story.
That's
really?
because I mean, but look and look.
Who
look,
picked the stories here?
Man, went to my sources and that's what everybody was talking
That's what I'm
about.
saying.
There used to be a
It is
time-
not his fault. That was the only thing.
I blame it on you that you let him talk that much about Apple.
On
this
was,
show.
That was the slot
Man,
that's
they was-
hot.
They was doing stuff with their money.
It's like in
They
Vegas,
was
man. You
talking
play
about
the
the
machines.
display.
It's like in Vegas. You play the machines that's hot. That was the hot slot right there.
Really?
Yeah. We look at
Really?
the news stories from yesterday and see what else was happening.
Hot.
Almost nothing.
Hot. Well, we're going to talk about the iPad and just how hot it can get.
I believe it.
I did that. You saw what I did there.
Shit,
So I
you
want
saw
you
the
to
story yesterday.
I
It
saw the
kind of
story.
explains why
Yes.
the iPad is hot.
Yeah.
It's a lot going
That's
on.
the hotness.
Yeah. Okay. And it wasn't just the iPad. It was Apple in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Where should they spend their money? I saw that. I said, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
How do we spend this? That's all right. That's all right.
What else was in the news?
I don't know, but that's not it.
There was nothing else going on, and plus there were interesting stories. Dude,
We talked
a
about
company,
basketball
a company
and
that
everything.
at one time reported
Derek is
enough
giving
money.
away his next phone. He is telling you what his next phone's
Well,
going to be.
see, I have a lot of things
Options.
that to decide on. I want the Galaxy S2 or the Galaxy Nexus with ice cream sandwich on it, neither of which are yet available on T-Mobile. If they were available, I'd get those now. Then my cuz Q let me hold the Note. Oh, I want one. also not available on T-Mobile, although rumored to possibly be available because they're both LTE phones in the same type of network as a T.
Dude, just switch to Sprint, and then your
I
options will grow.
Well, right now, I have I'm doing a month-to-month contract, so I may do that. But the problem is, at this point, I have to wait for my wife's contract to expire as well.
Yeah,
And truthfully, the Galaxy, I'm sorry, the Nexus One, it ain't broke. It is performing just fine. I'm getting a couple of getting a little bit of out of memory error, so I just installed my Google Reader and using the web version, and it works just as well. It's not quite as nice and cool, but yeah, I'm using the web version of Google Reader. I'm not desperate for a phone, so at this point, I just want what I want.
If I was you, I would not look at any phone news until your wife's contract is up, because you can't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of how I am. Like, dude, I really don't get anything until August.
Yeah,
so
I need to find out, baby.
Unless you're gonna put it up, put the money up.
I am so tempted to lay the money down for the unlocked Note. That phone is the hotness.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
It's
and
a
that's
phablet.
not really a phone, though.
It's
really.
a phablet.
It's a phone and a tablet.
It's a phablet. It is hot.
It's running Android and it's a big screen and you can write on it.
The older you get, the more important the big screen gets. It's important.
I hear you.
I think that's the best one out of until we hear about
what's coming up next.
What you got?
Yeah, buddy.
So.
All right. Well, let me just say this. I apologize about yesterday, but I had to go visit the doctor, right? So basically, here's the thing, and this is why you got to get your stuff checked, right? And I just go to the doctor.
You talk about your boy parts.
No, not today.
Okay, good.
Although
that's good, because
you definitely want to do that too.
Because I've got some urgencies that I could be attending to.
It's not that. Yeah, it is not that kind of party.
Good. That's good.
No, but I don't know if it's because
I want to hear about your boy parts.
The diet. The diet that I'm eating or whatever, or that because I'm a part of a minority class or whatever, but I have high blood pressure. It's not high, but it's on that cusp, and I'm always struggling with this. So so yesterday I went to the doctor, and he's like, "Look, Damon, really, it's a little bit high again today." And I said, "Doc, wait, before you say anything,
what happened?
Yeah, I know what happened.
See, what happened was
I had gone out to eat.
What happened was Doc is a bad.
I had gone out to eat this weekend, and I knew as soon as I ate it, I shouldn't have done it, because I ate everything wrong. I ate everything high in salt that I shouldn't eat. Like, for example,
the sodium.
I had a sub sandwich with pepperoni, right, and roast beef. This is from Subway. Then I went right.
See, man,
then I had some chips.
I wouldn't let you.
Then I had some chips with that. Then I had pizza that night for dinner with the kids, which had pepperoni, and then there was a pizza. All that's high in sodium. Then the next day I had Chinese food.
Yeah, then you don't even care.
Oh, I care.
You don't even care.
I do care. But see, I didn't have a way to know just how high my blood pressure was. Only I could tell you was.
I got an app for that on the iPhone.
Really? So, well, they do. I actually saw the one at the store.
I'm just saying.
But you got to have a device to go around your arm. You can't wrap your phone around your arm.
See if you really care.
See, that's what I'm saying. You could do that. That's the thing about the iGadgets. They have lots of.
They do. I saw they had
they help you out.
Different
eye
interfaces.
pressure.
They help you live life.
Yeah, I saw that though.
Dude,
I did see that.
They got many interfaces that you can plug into your synthesizers and
I saw that.
synthesizers and whatnot.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you though,
the iGadgets are very, very.
But I spent like $50 on a monitor that I can take it home, right? Because I said, Doc, before you slap on any medication, because I ain't trying to and I saw I went and did a quick search, right, when I was in the doctor's office. What happens if you take this pill?
Yeah, there you
I
go.
said, I don't want any side effects.
Yeah,
I said, Doc, if you let me one more time, give me one more chance,
one
Doc.
more shot.
Yeah, let me show you that this is not how it always is.
I'm dedicated.
Yeah, no, seriously, this isn't I don't always eat like this, right? It's only on Saturdays that I really chow down like that, and the rest of the week I'm fine.
Healthy chow downs, man.
Dude, I like pizza.
Yeah, but you can't have it.
I know. Well, clearly,
y'all know nothing about that.
clearly that sodium going.
ABC.
Yeah. Eileen says from the chat room, she goes, yeah, my pressure is slightly high too. I keep using salt too. It's the silent killer. Yeah, you know what? And I don't even try to put extra salt on it. But if I go to the movies, I get some popcorn, salt.
See, the thing is,
You eat
what I have
Subway
learned,
salt.
what I have learned, and me and my darling wife have decided that we want to kick around together for a long time. So we have really made the effort to start doing a little bit of research on how we eat, and we've been on a health kick. It's not so much the salt that you add onto it,
Right.
unless you're really crazy about it.
Which I don't.
Unless you're just really crazy with the salt shaker.
Right.
That more often than not, that is nominal. It is the way
Yeah.
that the major food corporations
Exactly.
prepare food. That's why you got to get it straight out the ground or as close thereto as
I
possible.
try my best.
It ain't cheap, but the canned stuff, even the frozen stuff, a lot
Yeah.
of times you
Yeah.
can put no salt on it, and your sodium won't go down because of the way that it is prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to keep your eye on that.
Fruits and vegetables.
All right. Well, let's jump into
Straight
our
up
first
out the ground.
our first story. Right. Get as close to the ground as you can,
As close as it is to dirt,
as you possibly
Down to
can.
the ground.
the better off.
See what you're saying
You
is eat baby cows. Because
See, I see what you did there.
And baby
All right.
pigs for the bacon.
let's jump into some feed watch.
Baby bacon.
Yeah.
Feed watch.
Feed watch.
Feed watch.
This is where we constantly comb the blogs so that you don't have to.
It's consistently.
We give you the
I mean, we're not doing
news
it right now.
that you can use because that's what we do.
Oh,
So you best not snooze. You will not lose.
baby bubble.
Unless, of course, you just enjoy singing the blues.
Oh,
A boo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
a boo-hoo-hoo bubble.
All right. So as we sort of alluded to in the opening session, the spring is getting ready to launch on April 15th. At least that's the question. The new Galaxy Nexus.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
let me text
Yeah.
my baby.
Tell the baby
Baby,
that
when is your contract?
it is time.
The next big thing.
The next big thing. Well, and really, there's something right behind it, but it looks like that next Sprint will finally get the phone. I've been talking about it. I think Verizon was the first one to get it.
I want the Nexus.
And I'm really happy about it. And I haven't heard anything really negative,
Unfortunately,
to be honest with you.
Unfortunately, I may very well have contributed $20 to this cause, but see, I'm still hating that.
Yeah, I appreciate that too, because the month is ticking.
I know you do. Things could happen.
It could happen.
Things could happen.
It could happen. So it looks like a Galaxy Nexus will show up on the shelves of Sprint in April 15th, which really is just months away from another phone also dropping. And this is great for me, though. I'm going to tell you why this is great for me. Because, again, my contract does not go up until August. So it gives me time to see all these new phones roll out.
Well, if you were on T-Mobile, they will give you like 3 months grace. It's not even a 12. You don't even have to wait till the contract over. They'll lock you in. They'll gladly lock you into another contract, and you don't have to wait those extra 3 months. You can
Right.
just go and get it if you see something that you want.
So what's 3 months before August? June, July.
August,
so
June. So like May.
May. So
May,
next month.
June, July, and
Or
then August. Yeah.
April, May. Yeah.
So,
April.
or June, depending on how you count it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, that's not too bad.
Even though Sprint doesn't do that, but yeah, cool.
But still, well, no. If you don't recall, they rolled out that that deal that said if you want to, because see, Sprint's trying to get people to stay on their carrier, right?
yeah.
So what they're saying is, hey, if you want to leave your contract a little bit earlier, you don't have to pay. You won't get full credit, but you'll get a discount. So it's like leading up to your contract, you have like a certain amount of dollar amount that they'll give towards the next phone.
There you go.
And so that might be an option.
And sometimes, depending on your carrier, they have special deals on particular models of phones that they're either trying to move or trying to make popular. So it works like that too.
Sure. So
Trying to make
so it looks like sometime this, I think they said June, sometime this year, soon, the Galaxy S3 will be rolling out as well on Sprint. Yes,
S3?
the S3.
The S3?
Yes. Remember the S2 is one that you were looking at.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
an S3 already.
It will be soon, within the next couple months.
Ooh.
So you're gonna have the Galaxy Nexus, the S3, which is gonna be awesome, and both of those are obviously very popular phones. The S3 did really well against the iPhone.
The S2 did too.
Well, I meant the S2. Did I say S3? I meant S2.
Yeah.
The
The
S2
S3?
did really well against the iPhone.
I-
And really, I think I heard that more so than I heard the Galaxy Nexus. To be honest
I
with you.
actually did a little bit of research the Galaxy Nexus versus the S2. I think the Galaxy Nexus is I'll give you the syllabus. The wrap up is out of the box today. Right now, the S2 is probably the better phone, but once your carrier upgrades the Nexus to ice cream sandwich, that gets the slight edge. But the problem is, not a whole lot of people are putting the Galaxy Nexus on ice cream sandwich. There are some leaks out there, and people are rooting their phone and kind of hacking it up. But for the most part, right now today, the S2 is slightly faster, but the Galaxy Nexus will be a slightly better. Will get the slight edge once ice cream sandwich has been deployed on it. There you go.
Yeah. Well, it is light. It's not as big, and I just to remind you of the Galaxy Nexus. It's a 4.65 inch 720p HD Super AMOLED display, 1.2 gigahertz dual core.
I'm gonna let you
processor,
hold it, but you better give it back
with the NFC support, and runs the latest version of Ice Cream Sandwich, or latest version of Android, the Ice Cream Sandwich,
out the box.
Yeah.
Because
so what's the S3 running? Same thing? Or?
No, it's running like the one right before ice cream. It's running Honeycomb. Is it Honey Bun?
Really?
I want to say that they got the upgrade though recently.
They were the Galaxy S that's coming out after the Nexus have the later OS?
Because the Nexus is a pure Google phone as opposed to having to go through. It's like the Nexus One. It came straight out of the labs of the Googles, which is to say, very much like its children. It's going to be the first one to get those operating system upgrades. You don't have to wait for your carrier because Google just going to give it to you because that's their thing.
Right.
That's why I kind of want the Nexus. Although the S2 is the hotness though.
It is.
It sounds like
and that's really where I'd want to see them. Now I had a chance to play with the Galaxy Nexus and I was pretty impressed by it. And we played with the S2 as well. And I just kept saying, "Gosh, this is so light."
Yes,
it's so light. But my biggest concern has always been, I think will continue to be, is the battery power. That's always going to be my biggest concern.
Neither one of them rated very, very high on the battery power.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, dude, you just got to keep them jokers plugged in. If you're in the car, plug it in. If you're next to a computer, plug it in.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Well, the other thing I want to point out too, Sprint is also talking about getting LTE later on this year. Now they're going to have a self-discovery mode in June.
We'll see.
Which basically means like it'll determine whether or not it's in the area. Blah blah blah. I guess you can't do that right now. You have to just like knowingly turn it on and off. But it's not like you can get really 4G in a lot of places.
Nope.
So you may not get all that you want. But
boom boom boom.
Right. Okay, so let's change gears. Let's talk about the new iPad. So I heard some reports last night that the iPad is potentially overheating. This is the iPad 3. And coming from GigaOM, we learned that a Dutch tech site known as tweakers.net did a thermal image comparison of the iPad and its predecessor, the iPad 2. And what they found, if you in this study, is that the iPad 3 is really hot, and you can actually see
temperature-wise of the device.
Exactly.
We're not talking sales.
Not like, oh my goodness, it's so hot.
It's not like the hotness so much as it is just hot.
It's just hot.
Like serial number scratched off hot.
Not that kind of hot.
Oh, okay.
The temperature around your hand and your lap would notice the difference.
That's bad for your boy parts.
I think
Yeah, that's been clearly documented. Bad for your boy
I
parts.
don't know who puts their laptop that close. I put it on my knee.
Apparently, the heat that is bad for your boy parts. How close you put it just makes it worse for your boy parts.
Yeah, I can't see anybody really using their thing that close to them. Like what do you?
You laying back.
Touch screen. Here you go.
You gotta lay back sometimes.
I can't hear you. I can hear you.
But anyway, they ran a test and they ran both screens, put them side by side, and you can clearly see that the new iPad 3 is extremely hot.
Smoking.
It's almost white. That's how hot it is. At least in this compared to the other one.
Right.
And according to the study, they basically said this: is after 5 minutes per tablet, the temperature of the hottest point is measured. On the left, which is the new one, it is essentially 10 degrees hotter than the one on the right, which is the iPad 2.
Dang.
Yes, that's what I said.
Wow.
10 degrees different. It is clearly much hotter. Now, of course, the question then becomes, well, why is it getting hotter? What is the cause of this heat? Number one, the guess is the graphics processor.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
It looks a lot better, but in order to push those, you're going to have to really increase the work that it's doing. Number two, the LTE chip, which I've been hearing quite a bit recently, for those of you that have that. And number three is the display. It is definitely much a higher resolution. The screen it is going to be running a lot hotter, and so in all three cases it is hot. Now there was also a link, and I'll share this link with you. But there was a link that went to the Apple website, sort of their support page, and was talking. The question was, why is my iPad so hot? They had to take it back in. And the recommendation has been when not in use, turn down the amount of brightness on your screen.
Dude.
Don't use LTE.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you, man?
Or minimize when you're using it because it will get hot. Now,
Soak your lap in ice water.
pretty much.
Take a cold bath before you use your device.
Pretty
Why
much.
does every time Apple puts something out, there's
always something.
something
right?
wrong with it?
It's like, by the way, our antenna doesn't work.
Here's a buffer.
Yeah. And by the way,
Commence the buffing.
your leg's gonna get burnt and your hand will get burnt because you're trying to use it. Now, of course, I will be fair. There are some people who said, "Look, it's not that hot. I mean, it's not unbearable hot. Like you can still
not
touch it.
Unbearable hot. That is not the most ringing
Yeah.
endorsement I can say I've ever heard.
It's hot, but it's not so hot that you can't touch it.
And then McDonald's coffee hot.
Yeah, it's not like lawsuit hot,
Yeah, it's just
right? It's not clipper hot after you cut your hair for 30 minutes,
yeah, that's the worst.
right? It's not that hot.
Not that I would know from recent memory, but from back in the past, yeah, I would remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ain't got no spray on you, I feel.
Exactly. For those of you that have ever cut your hair with some clippers, for the guys in the world, for those who've had to cut their hair with some clippers and realize,
Your skin starts
yeah,
turning red.
like what's
or
wrong?
whatever it was.
And if you're the one that's holding the clipper set,
Does that smell like burning flesh to you?
Well, it ain't that bad. It's just you can't hold the clippers after a while.
exactly, so hot.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Apple says,
Batteries.
look, here's Apple's response to this. Well, it is within our thermal specification.
Yeah.
Does that corporate speak for what a habit was?
Nah, that's corporate speak for toughen up.
They said, yeah,
You
we know
wanted this.
we know it's hot,
You wanted this.
but
Buck up.
exactly,
Bought this.
you wanted more screen colors.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a little bit warmer. So now they're gonna have to lay a radiation device around it.
You know the risk.
Yeah, you wanted it,
It's duct tape, man.
you got it.
Oh man, the duct tape might like melt and gel to the back of the cover or whatever. So hot.
But clearly this is not stopping the amount of sales that the iPad has been selling. Matter of fact, I've heard some really incredible numbers.
Yeah, that was
You know,
that was one of the stories you read.
I was just like,
we didn't
dude,
have numbers yesterday. So
it was like
what's the numbers?
it was like 54 million units
That's crazy.
moving this year.
Yeah, that's not even counting Sprint and Verizon. That was just AT&T. The numbers from yesterday.
So if, as you guys were saying yesterday, if you guys are not owning shares in this company,
Show it now.
$600 a share,
That's crazy.
and they're gonna buy back some more shares, which means it's gonna get even more expensive. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's new iPad. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a picture with our cameras, but after the break, we're gonna talk about some new features that Google Analytics is gonna be rolling out. Also, we're gonna talk about the new New York Times changes that they're making and how it's probably gonna be harder for you to read the New York Times. So let's jump in and take some pictures. We call this Daily Booth.
What do you look like? What you wearing?
All right, Daily Booth is where we go to take pictures. It's a free website. You can go there right now. It's www.dailybooth.com. Take a picture with your webcam, with your cell phone, or you can just upload a picture. Whatever is easiest for you. And once you do, you can share that URL with us right here in the chat room. And we'll probably talk about you. Also, if you're listening on an archive show, don't worry.
We're going to talk about you anyway.
You can always join the fun by going to the website, creating an account, and just follow us. You can follow me at dailybooth.com/Damon Nolan. And I see Mike is pulling out his camera and taking a picture there. So
he got a nice camera.
Yeah, he does. He does until we realize it's on an iPhone.
No one ever uses their phones to take the picture. I wonder why.
All right.
See,
Tim Arthur says, "Wait a minute, is Daily Booth down?"
Nah, it ain't down.
It's just you.
What's your operating system?
That's gotta hurt. So anyway, feel free to post it as you get them.
He's on the Mac. Never mind. It's not his operating system.
Oh no, that's it. He had it right the first time. But feel free to post them as you get. I see Mike, you're posting yours now.
Yeah, it's posted.
Okay, so we'll take a look at the beautiful picture. I did cut my afro puff last night or this morning actually. I was just sitting. I couldn't get it right. Like,
so you just cut it?
Yeah, like my hair.
Man, forget this.
Like my hair does really well. It does like really well up until the point that you cut it. And so once you cut it, it's like it doesn't want to respond in the same way it did before you cut it. And I don't mean cut it like, I mean like if I had longer hair and then I cut it for any reason because it was getting too long, then it looks jacked up. Like I can't make it look right. So I always have to cut it back down because I can't make it. I've tried to, and I even held out for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And it just didn't work. So
go to the barber.
Yeah. All right, Miss Eileen posts a picture.
I got one, but I don't know what's wrong with my operating system.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Look, see, there, and I copy it, and I'm trying to post it in there. Nothing. No posters, it says.
Oh.
Because you ain't logged in.
Yeah, that will probably help.
Well, the problem with that is I click it, and then here I come trying to log in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you're gonna log in, okay?
Well,
we'll let you figure that out.
Dum 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 dum.
All right. So Eileen posts a picture. I want to say what's up to Miss Eileen because
what's up?
Oh man,
see
what happens when you make me log into that.
See,
Miss Eileen throws a picture. It says, "I love to go up in the cherry picker. How about you?" Is that you up there, Miss Eileen? Is she up in the cherry picker for real? Miss Eileen is up in the cherry picker wearing a white hat.
Oh, she might be taking the picture.
That's cool.
Oh, she was driving. Okay, gotcha. Well, you don't know. You don't know what people do.
I don't know what Miss Eileen can do.
You never know.
I know.
You don't know what she might be doing on her other day job.
Cherry picking.
Oh, I like yesterday's picture, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That was from the Mac.
All
too.
dressed up and everything.
That was from the Mac.
Oh, boo.
Just saying.
It was nice.
Okay, so I have to refresh. Let me refresh my screen. Hopefully that doesn't kill anything.
Sure,
no, it was the Flash. I think it was the browser.
Yeah, Chrome's not handling Flash too well today.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move on. I see that as you guys feel free to post your links as you get them. We're going to move on to our next story, which is the new changes for Google Analytics.
Dum 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 dum.
Huh? Could be a very good thing.
I am a big old fan.
Are you?
Well, you know I am.
So there are some changes going on here. So today, out of TechCrunch, we learned that there are a new feature. There is a new feature, and it's basically for connecting your social marketing. It's going to measure your social marketing. So
awesome.
If you've ever been, like we were just recently at a marketing conference, right? And you hear this thing called ROI on social marketing.
Roy.
And basically what that means is, what is the value of a like or a retweet? What is the return on your investment as that's concerned? And so Google wants to answer the question. And here's something that you can expect to see. They're going to be measuring the likes, the retweets, and all those things, right? But they really want to put this in the frame it so that your CEO or your upper decision makers will actually get something really valuable. Like, how does it affect the bottom line?
So, according to the Google Analytics blog from a couple of days ago, they have attempted to monetize these tweets, retweets, and likes, and they've gone through a bunch of different business authorities and have decided on a not all that arbitrary amount of money that every click and or retweet is worth to said business.
And that sounds like another service that sounds sort of like Smimpire, Smavenue.
Well, I think that the difference being is it really looks at that social network and says how does it go into like your goals, right? So if you've ever set up any goals for your organization, like how many people are going to,
for instance, we might set up as a goal, we want to get people over to that admissions application page.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And not only we want to get them to that page, we want them to fill out that form, right? And so the
or
goal,
the donations page, you know, whatever.
Yeah. So the goal would be, hey, did we get them to the thank you page, right?
Right.
And here's the process that I want you to go to get to that thank you page, and you build a funnel that says you start here and then you end on the thank you page. And that's your goal. And so how did you market this tool? Did you use social media? Did you use Facebook? Did you use Twitter? Did you use Google Plus? Did you use, what did you use to get attention to this? And it will follow it from the rooter to the tutor, from the beginning to the end, how they got there. So it will look at not only what happens on your page, but look at what brought them into your page. And so that's a really neat feature. And so with that, I want to give you some of the particulars, what you can find here. So
They posted up at Daily Booth.
One of the things he says is, but how do these metrics tie to the bottom line of your business? And that's what most CEOs are really asking for right now. Well, here's what it will do. Okay, number one, it will use the new social report, which can tell which goals and how this is connected. So it doesn't make a difference whether they're purchasing, registering a new user, or having someone click on your About page. They're going to really find a way to connect that. Then they're going to show you not just how many visits are coming from social networks and which social networks in particular, but they're also going to show you how many of those visits are converting to that particular goal. Now, here's an example of that. Now, I thought was really cool, especially since we're talking about this at this conference. So if someone visits your website, and I think Amazon was the example, Tim, that we were using that day, or that Greg was using that day. But Amazon says, okay, you've come to our website, and you didn't buy anything, but then you return a week later. Well, Google will be able to tell you that this person came in from Twitter a week ago, came back, and then finally bought something.
Whoa, now that's cool. That's magical.
That is. This is the new Google Analytics that you can get into. Not only that, they've also rolled out a new feature. It's called the Activity Stream tab, which I haven't found yet, and I was looking for it before the show. But what it'll do is it will show you what people are actually saying about your company on all of the social networks that are connected. Now, there is sort of a gotcha here. There is a hub that these companies have to be connected with. Right now, the biggest one's going to be Google Plus, but you have the ones like Dig and another one, Reddit is another one.
You got to think that they are going to go ahead and just do the quick and dirty Google search on Twitter because they can.
Right.
Even though their relationship runs kind of hot and cold with them between the two businesses.
Well, and they can if they want to sign up for this. If Facebook, Twitter, or anyone else wants to jump on and make this possible, they can. And this is entirely up to them. But the feature is now available, and I thought that was kind of cool. So for those of us like myself who do look at the analytics all the time, I think this would be really helpful. I don't know how many of you guys out there are actually actively using Google Analytics on a daily basis for your website, and are you making decisions based upon this information? Because I know people have it, but I don't know if people are actively using it. So let me ask that question. Now, Derek, you say that you're up on it pretty regularly.
I've been up on it since it was called Urchin, and Google bought them out. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's why they have Urchin as one of there was like a link in there, a part of their URL at one point. I think if you were submitting this as a part of your code, I thought I used to see Urchin in there. I didn't realize
Urchin was the original creator of, and Google basically bought them out. Google was the original created the original interface and drill down a templating and stuff, and Google basically bought them out and brought the power of Google to bear.
Miss Eileen says that Facebook's going to be a problem, though.
Yep, because of the relationship in between the two companies, partially, and because of Facebook's requirement of authentication to get in there. It's going to be hard to do, and they're not going to make it easy for Google to do that either, because they clearly see each other as working against each other's best interests.
Now, there's doesn't Yahoo also have a sort of an analytics tool?
That's a good question. Yahoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they did. And I mean, I don't use it, but I thought that they did. And if that's the case, maybe Facebook says, hey, we won't support Google, but we will support Yahoo. Although Yahoo, didn't they just send I think last week they just sent they're suing them because of some copyright infringement.
Yes.
And that may also change some relationships between the two companies. But again, if you're talking about Google being one of your biggest competitors, or you have the enemy of your enemy, right?
Enemy of my enemy,
right?
Is my friend.
Like, well, we'll only pay a couple $1 billion on this. Don't worry about it. But we're gonna get back at Google. Tim Arthur says, no, I use it pretty much every day, and I'm missing some pictures here too, by the way. People were finally posting some pictures.
LL posted up in the Daily Booth.
I was trying to look at that.
Let me take a look at that real quick.
That's cool, man. I'm gonna get me one.
Tim Arthur throws up 2 for Tuesday. Yeah, man, in a very well lit room, sir.
Yes, sir.
Also, the Rab threw up a couple pictures as well. I must have missed those. He has a picture of him in a cowboy hat. That's pretty cool. And LL throws up what is this?
Zoot suit, man.
Incognito Gomez zoot suit.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Jackson.
Man, that's pretty hot.
Yep.
So anyway,
here in the chat room, Miss Eileen says she can see the number of shares and likes on Facebook, but you can't see who did it unless they tag you. And she says she checks Google Analytics about once every other week. And she, as the resident WordPress enthusiast, she checks WordPress stats on a daily basis. And she also notes that they got rid of Yahoo Explorer and it's been rolled into Bing. There you go.
Yahoo Explorer.
That was their old analytics show. And I played around with it for a minute, but by that time I was already an urchin evangelist. I messed around with it for a second. I said, man, it's just don't hold a candle to urchin.
And ever since then, we've been using.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, I've tried to go in there earlier, and I really haven't found. I saw where you could create some more goals, but I haven't seen the piece where you can see people's comments from different social networks. Right. So that I don't know. We'll have to kind of play around with that some more and see where it's located. But I wanted you guys to get your hands full and see that for yourself. Let me switch gears and talk a little bit about the New York Times. I don't know how many of you are reading the New York Times via the website, but it looks like they are now.
Frequently I do. Not very seldom do I read the whole thing, but very often someone
jump in.
Yes, someone sends me to an article that I want to see.
Well, if you're trying to view a number of articles via their website, they're going to make it even harder.
Yeah,
they're
already a pain to do it. If you catch more than 1 or 2 articles in an hour, they put you on hold and make you try to get a subscription site and all that stuff.
Well, coming from Gizmodo, they say that All Things D is reporting that the New York Times will be cutting the amount of free articles that you can read per month from 20 down to 10.
Boo.
They're cutting it in half. This change will roll out in April. And though here's the interesting part, something you just said, if you go to the New York Times through a Twitter or Facebook link, you can still read as many of those articles as you want. However, if you go via the website, it's going to limit how many of those you can read.
Very, very interesting business model there.
Yeah. It will not limit.
You can see.
It will not limit at all.
You can see the logic in doing that if it is shared, and it encourages you to share them so that it kind of gets out there. But if you want to go into the front and use it like a newspaper, you should pay for it as if you were buying a newspaper.
Right.
That's very interesting. Very simple. Very elegant. I like.
Right. Now, how do you do that? Is it just because of the URL that they're using?
That's right. That's right. Because if you see a big long URL with the UTM equals, or there's FeedBurner refer in the URL or something like that, 9 times out of 10 you can tell from the URL, and very frequently you can tell from the refer. The problem is, what you don't want to do is copy and paste the URL in and take out all that the query string after that. If it says New York Times / enter the date here / story about enter celebrity here, there's going to be a question mark and a whole lot of stuff behind there that talks about where it came from. It may have been coming from Twitter or one of those Bitly shortener joints. You don't take that. The trick is not to take that stuff out, even though I'm tempted to do that all the time, just because it just makes for a cleaner.
But doesn't that go, if you do like a URL shortener, doesn't that essentially go into it? I mean, it's kind of like,
yes.
So you're still getting it, but I guess they look at the source of where you're getting it from.
Right.
Okay.
And depending on which URL shortener you use, some of them will take you to the website and put its official URL on it, and then tag its own stuff after that. FeedBurner's really good at that.
Miss Eileen says that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
I disagree.
All the people need to do is set up a Twitter account and use Twitter feed. Problem is, no one is going to follow that account except you.
I see. I don't think that even comes into their thought processes. I think they like the idea of people sharing it. And yes, people can avoid paying for it like that. I think it's just the idea of encouraging users to do the right thing, knowing good and well they're not going to be able to force users to do anything. The internet is open and it is more or less free. I think it is simply using that convenience factor to gently nudge their potential users in the right direction. And truthfully, I think that is the only way to change behavior on the internet. The more you try to force people to do stuff, if they're like me, I don't like tell me what to do, especially an inanimate object that doesn't have anything to do with the signature on my paycheck. You got to be kidding me. Don't tell me what to do.
Right. I know that's right. So that's that. I want to share one other story here. This is called the Mint Market. Have you guys heard about this at all?
No.
The Mint Market. It's not, and I saw, when I saw Mint Market, I thought initially the Mint, like the financial people. There's a new thing called the Mint Market, and it basically is an app that you can use to buy relatively new things.
New mint?
That's what I thought. Right?
Spearmint, peppermint?
Like new.
Government.
The Mint Market, which focuses solely on a mint condition good.
Establishment.
And I can't say that this is any way related to the other mint. If you go to mintmarket.us, that's mintmarket.us, you can kind of see what it looks like. Mintmarket.us.
Does it look like your mint?
Well, they're using the green, but I can't guarantee that that's the same. I mean,
mint.
I don't know. Mint. If you scroll down to the bottom and look at the footer, is it anywhere?
That's a good question.
Tied to the SK Planet? I don't know. I don't know if they're any way related, but they are using the Mint. So I don't know what else to tell you. But in any case, it is basically an iOS, Android app where you can go there right now and you can actually download it. And there's also something called T-Store. I'm not familiar with what that is. Is that like a T-Mobile store or something?
What the heck is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's a different company. Oh, okay.
It is.
Looks like Korean or something.
It's clearly Asian text.
Chinese or something. I can't tell what language that is, but
it
looks like Korean to me. It's not like I know, but it just looks like characters that I would normally see.
It does say this page is in Korean. If you go to Google
I didn't see that. Okay, well then I am right. All those years of hanging out with my best friend's house paid off.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I can't tell you what it says, but
the Google Translator in the house. We'll get back to it.
But in any case, you can download the app, and basically it allows you to buy and sell things. For example, I see here on the example they have a brand new bicycle or a hot pink digital camera.
See, I want to see.
So what's your bids?
I want to get the note.
So well, maybe they'll sell it up there. Who knows? But it is, according to this, I mean, they're getting a lot of attention right now. So go over and check it out, and download it and see how it works for you. For me, I'm not a big buyer, So, well, you guys already know that already, but
You ain't
I'm
trying
not
to
a
pay.
big buyer.
I ain't a big consumer of stuff either. They're those things that I want. And I just get a bee in my bonnet. And the Note, for instance, or the Galaxy Nexus. That would also work. Sometimes I just want this little something that I gotta have.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I ain't trying to pay neither.
I ain't trying to pay. All right, let's move on. We're going to go to a quick break, look at the blog rolls, the stuff that you guys are putting out there, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at, a new service that will allow you to help your friends personalize a trip. Sounds kind of cool.
My friends are a trip. Usually.
All right, let's go to blog roll. Blog roll
Roll in.
sounds like this.
Dribbling in the paint. It's the postesses.
All right, blog roll is when we take a look at what you guys are writing, what you're putting out there into the blogosphere. Today we have quite a few stories. I don't know if you guys had a chance to do them yesterday.
Yeah, we tried.
So if I come across one that you already talked about, then I'll try to ignore it. We're gonna start with Vincent Davis.
Huh?
This one is called Prayer. Pray, you need to pray. You got to pray just to make it today. Anyway, you know Vincent, he always likes to
MC
write.
Hammer reference lost on older viewers. Well, actually not, because I caught that.
Good job. Anyway, he writes a story talking about prayer and him being very positive and all that. I'm going to share this URL with you. Something to think about. Definitely.
Downright inspirational in his positivity.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, when you get over there, say what's up to him. Let him know that you read it. Stop by and leave that comment with him in his page.
I'll be rolling with his posters.
Rolling with the posters. Then Tim Ponders wrote one. It's called "Is Tech Racist?" Huh? What? Yeah. What happened? This is written by. Well, this is written by Tim Arthur, but he posts an infographic which kind of sells the point a little bit better. Kind of goes down the list and gives you some numbers here.
Subject matter, always good for.
Here's one: Internet company founders nationally, out of 100%, only 1% of those is black. 12% are Asian, and 87% of internet company founders are white.
You could say that without using the word internet.
What? Just say company founders nationally?
That's what I'm saying.
What else is in here? Here's another one. So HP launches a new face tracking webcam.
Oh, I remember that story.
Two computer store employees, one white and one black, discovered that the camera not only senses one of them. I wonder which one that is.
I remember that story.
Kinect also recognizes people who are light-skinned, like myself.
I remember that story too.
But if Erica tries to play, then they won't even see her. She can't play Michael Jackson.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it is.
That is the most messed up.
I don't know if that's the truth because it recognizes.
I know it was at first. It was a documented bug in the whole operating system.
We don't see black people.
Don't see you. I can see you.
I remember that.
Here's the link from Tim Arthur's blog. You can check that one out there.
I'm on it, like the brown hornet.
Also, we got another one from Video Bites of the Week.
Yep, we touched on that.
Did you guys take a look at the
guacamole bomb?
No, I didn't see that. Well, I saw that, but I didn't see it.
Grenade.
I saw the ski jump.
Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I was scared for the little kid. I was like, dude, please don't fall. Please don't fall.
Post it again.
What about Prometheus? Did you guys see Prometheus?
I did not see that one.
What?
It's in my browser.
It's in there. Yeah, Prometheus, the new trailer.
Did it come out? They got a new trailer.
It's the new trailer.
The newest trailer?
The newest trailer. And it looks really good, too. Isn't it supposed to be like the pre-movie before Aliens?
Yeah, it's supposed to let you know what the big chair thingy is.
The what?
Like, remember Aliens 1 when they went to the room and it had that big old chair looking thing? It's going to tell you.
Oh, cool.
Why. But, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Well, I like that one. That was good. And I liked the little kid, the first ski jump. He was like, I guess I'm going to go now. I was like, dude, you're making me scared. Just go already.
Go.
But the thing looked big, though, didn't it? I mean,
yeah, until she went down. I guess.
Was it a she?
Yeah, it was a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, they sound the same. She or he. They all kind of sound the same in 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming from Marianne. Video bites of the week for yesterday. But you can go to MarianneH.com. That's MarianneH.com. Let's see here. We have another one we have 2. I don't know if you guys covered these ones. The Basic Blog Tips by Tom Trainer.
Did catch that one yesterday.
Okay. What about how to build Facebook page timeline apps with Leisure?
That one, not yet.
Okay. This one comes from Basic Blog Tips. The other one that we caught written by Miss Eileen, the one and only Miss Eileen.
Who we love.
We do. This one here is how to build a Facebook page timeline app with Leisure. Hopefully that's how I'm saying it, but anyway, it is a service, if you will, that will help you to create some apps that you can post onto Facebook timeline. And this is probably the reason why Miss Eileen has turned her perspective of Facebook around. She said it's because of this.
That's all she needed.
That's all she needed, something to play with.
Really?
Yeah.
I get that. Apparently, they get us all one way or the other, just like that. They just find the right thing to play with.
They said, "Oh, you want an app on your page? Well, guess what?" And all of a sudden, now it's fun.
Sooner or later, we all get sucked in.
Yep. It's not a video game; it's an app.
I'm getting ready to leave though. Tired of it.
Let me share this URL with you guys here. And Little Bite says, "Yeah, the ski jump was my favorite." Yeah, that looks good. Let's see here. Destined for Atheism.
What?
Did you guys hear about that one?
I did not.
Marianne wrote this one as well.
Hit me.
On her blog. I'm going to share it with you. Yeah, it's interesting because she tells a little story about her family and what they believe in or what they don't believe in. I don't know. Atheism is the belief in nothing, or that there is nothing.
Exactly.
Well, whatever that is.
Hit it.
Atheism.
Atheism. Brian Griffin.
Let me share this URL with you. There you go.
Nice pickup.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Eileen does jump in. She says, "That's right. Facebook is my new toy." She has nothing but love for him now.
I see.
What?
Boo.
And I think that's all for the blog roll for this week. I think I've covered them all. There was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and then of course you guys covered a couple of them yesterday. So anyway, now that we're all caught up, thank you guys for writing. And if I didn't post it for any reason, that means you didn't write one, or I'm not yet subscribed to it. Let me know. Send me an email to DamonNolan@gmail.com.
Not your mistresses.
Put roll in with the postesses.
Little Bite says, "Yeah, we don't know either.
Yeah,
we don't know what that is." But check it out, definitely. All right, the last story that we'll talk about on the show today is it's another app that I saw. It's called TripBirds. TripBirds.
Oh, it's the new Angry Birds?
I was going to say anything to do with green pigs?
Go to tripbirds.com. TripBirds, it's 2 words, tripandbirds.com. It's a new website that will basically turn your Instagram, your Foursquare, and your Facebook posts into a guidebook for anyone who might be planning a trip. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't even require for you to really do anything. It just says whatever you're already doing, just keep doing. So if you're already checking in, you're already sharing pictures, you're already sharing comments about certain places, or if you're logging in on Facebook where you live, or you're making comments about certain stuff, you're taking pictures with Instagram, all those things will essentially roll into this new service called TripBirds. And what it will do is it will, based upon where they are trying to go, like you can create a trip. And I think for me, like I said, I'm going home this summer. So I just created a trip to go home. And what it did is it's, okay, you want to go to Tacoma? I said, I do. And then it said, all right, well, here's all your friends that actually live in Tacoma. And it used my Facebook friends to kind of point that out. It says, okay, well, here are all your friends that live in Tacoma, which is kind of cool because if you didn't know they lived in Tacoma, let's just, because we have like 1,000 friends and you don't really know which one still lives there.
Yep.
Now you can.
People move and they don't necessarily tell you.
That's right. So now you know. If I'm going to some crazy place in Alaska, you don't know who lives in Alaska, but now you do with this tool. Not only that, now what you can do is you can invite them. You can just click on their name and invite them to say, hey, look, I'm creating I'm planning a trip out to your hometown or to where you live, and you can help me plan. And so I think it sends an invite to their Facebook page, and then they can kind of join in and get involved with your planning. But then it'll give you things like, hey, here's some other sites and places that you can go while you're here. So in this process of creating your plan, it's very social. So what else can it do? You can create to-do lists. It organizes and geotagged all your friends based on what I just told you. It also, according to the CEO, Ted Valentine, it says most geotagged social media apps are about what is happening here and right now in that app. But what we want to do is take all the data and put it into one place. So the author from Mashable says the biggest weakness, though, about this app more than anything else is that not all your friends are there yet. So until you get some people kind of in there, it's not very helpful. But I can see this being very much like some of the other tools, like Pinterest, for example. And to some degree, it's going to help you automatically invite people just because you're trying to plan a trip someplace where they live. I can see that happening. Now, the question is, how are they going to make money? How are they making money? They're going to make money off of referral fees from hotel booking sites, is what they said right now.
That's a good. That's a.
So it's a free service to you.
Good way to do it.
Yeah. Again, you can go to tripbirds.com. Now, I will say I tried to go over there earlier and create an account, and it took a little bit. I don't know if it's because everyone's jumping on board or whatnot, but it was very slow. The first process I went through was I went to the website, and then I tried to connect Facebook, and it took kind of a minute to kind of do all that. And then once I did that, I tried to connect Foursquare, and that took a second. I actually had to like refresh like 4 or 5 times to kind of get it to go. And again, I don't know if this is because it's just very popular right now because everyone's kind of talking about it.
It's new, got a lot of traffic.
Or if it's just like really slow, period. So I don't know. But it sounds like a really neat idea, and I'm going to try it out and see if this works with my friends. But if it works, think about this. Everywhere you go, whether you're taking a short trip to just a city nearby, and you just want to say, well, what's nearby? What's cool? What's kind of fun? What can we do? Or if you're really going someplace far off, you know, like going to, I don't know, a conclave in Dallas, Texas in a couple of years. That could be really cool to find out where everything is hanging out. So I'm going to go there real quick and just take a quick look. Tripbirds.com and see if it works. See if my sister jumped on board with me. Even now, it's really slow. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I spoke too soon. Nope. Wait a second. And it keeps me logged in. I can see my current trips. I can see all my trips that I'm going to take. And let's see what else. No, it is kind of slow. Yeah, it is. It is kind of slow. It's not as fast. But again, it could just be entirely. So when I get into my plan, like I'm going to go home, and it says, okay, why are you going home? And I told him why. I've invited one friend for recommendations in Tacoma, and I can ask for more friends. And then you can actually have a conversation on this page. And then it has a map of where it is. You can share your plans on Facebook. That may not be a smart move, though, to share your plan on Facebook or Twitter. Hey, I'm going to be out of town on this day and this day, but my house will be wide open.
Yeah.
That may not be a smart move.
Yeah, you know about me and my security.
Yeah, but you don't have to share this. You know, you don't have to, but it looks like it's kind of neat. What else? You got notifications. That's cool. You got some to-dos. Let me see if I can do anything. Oh, I need to buy a ticket. Would probably be something I could do. How do I add a to-do? How do I add a to-do here? I don't see anything clearly that says here's how you add a to-do for this particular trip. All I see is add a comment. So I don't know, but it looks looks really nice though. I will say that they did a good job of making this an attractive tool. So anyway, that's tripbirds.com. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. But that's going to do it for us, y'all. You heard the announcement. So let me play this and get up out of here. Let me say thank you to all of you for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. Mr. Alan Tran, Dyslexic in America, that's LL. Guest 450845551. Miss Eileen Smith. Tim Arthur, DB Funky.
Second.
Little Bites, that's Marianne. And all of you listening live in an archive, thank you for what you do. We really appreciate you. Don't forget, we're here every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on blogtalkradio.com/Damon Nolan. Also, you get the higher quality audio over there on youtube.com/Damon Nolan. And we'll be having that up there shortly. You can also hang out with us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, and on Twitter, and on Google+. So it's going to do it for us, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then,
Deuces.
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 10 seconds.